Hello guys, KatePegasus here, and welcome to a second tutorial where we're gonna make shaded. So, if you want to shade hair, it's gonna be, you don't have to do each individual strand of hair. It's gonna take you a long time, and in the end it won't look too great. So the easiest thing to do, let me just pick the color, and make it darker, slightly in the gray side. And if it's a darker shade of color while shading, then bring it here. When it's lighter, then bring it here. Since we have this red, we're gonna make it slightly pink and dark. There you go. And let's make the individual parts. Oh yeah, the important thing is, think where the light is. Let me make it, let me make a light bulb or sun to show where I think the light would be. I'll just make it like this. I make the sun like in front of her here. You don't have to draw it, but I always imagine it. If you want, you can sketch it on a new layer, obviously. You don't want it in a same layer and then not able to remove it. If you need to hide it slightly, there you go, easy. Just make the bigger parts of the hair. And if you made a mistake, just use the base color right here. There you go, all good. And if you can't really make a nice line like this, and you wish the canvas would turn around the way you want, it's possible. It's rather easy actually. So here are the settings, Painter's Eye has the same thing. You can just turn around how you want it. There we go. Nice. And if you want to go back, then just click this reset rotate. There you go. You have your somewhat shaded mane or hair, whatever you're drawing. And it doesn't look quite right, does it? So, you see, those are big gaps. And what you want to do is, well, this one is pretty big, you just make a thinner line, like press less, or if you're using mouse, just make a smaller brush. Well, that's way too thin. And then in the middle, or make even two strands if you want, just do it like that. There you go. Now it shall look a tiny bit more detailed. You can also make them sketchy if you want. Now we have our slightly more detailed shading. From far away, it looks already pretty nice. Yeah. Pick this color from the shading and make a slightly darker color, like I showed you. Make it slightly darker, put it really slightly on the gray side. Then choose a slightly colder color. A warmer color, depends if you're here or here. And then make smaller details, like the shading of the ear here. And then, for example, the hair goes like this. It goes down, it goes up, and then it goes down. And since the lighting goes here, like over here, this shall be this will be lighter, and this part, and it should be darker here because it bends slightly, and obviously here because yeah, and put the darker lines slightly on the lines here, not completely here. Keep the middle light, and the lines that are like bigger, the main lines, not the thinner ones, shall always be colored, but not completely, just in the middle. Looks kind of better now. Looks more dynamic, I guess. To make it too dark, or else it'll look weird. Choose the base color for doing the lightning now. Now choose a brighter color. Go slightly into the less grayish side. Since the really light, well, not too bright, it'll be everywhere. So it doesn't matter. Just put it on the base color. Not completely, but somewhat. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, if there's a lot of shading and it's only one color, then choose the darker color, well, the shading, then make it even darker. Yeah. It's gonna make the lines here, connecting the main lines. There you go, now you have your lighting. If you want, you can keep it as it is, or if you want, you can pick a lighter color and make the lighting even more bright. There you go. Just a tiny bit, not too much. You do not want to like overdo it. Alright, now you have your full shading. Since the light source is here, we're gonna put it right here. Since the hair is quite near it, just gonna make the shading slightly smaller. Depending on how the object is. If it's like really tall, then obviously you're gonna make a bigger shading. If you want, you can take any object in a real world, just put your eyes out of the screen, and then grab an object, and you can test it out with anything, really. A wig, or I don't know. Oh, it looks pretty good already, does it? Well, not too good. Let's choose the shading color and make it slightly even darker, like grayer, not too gray, and then put it over here. Now shade the details. Well, do it as I told you on the hair. Give it a slightly lighter color here. Make it orange. Might have messed it up. Make it light. Use the base color. Yeah, there we go. Light, not too much light. Just slightly bit. No, there you go. Put it on the. Well, that's not light enough. Alright, this should be actually pretty much enough for what actually right now. But if you want, pick a lighter color, put it like that. Since I have hair here, it's just gonna be like that. Good. Now time to shade the eyes. Well, since I only have one eye here and a perfectly visible eye here, I can perfectly show you how to make the shading on the eyes now. We're gonna do the eyeball first. I'm just gonna lock it, as I showed you in the sketch tutorial. Oh, if you weren't there, just click on the lock transparent pixel. There you go, you have it locked. You can draw. You cannot draw over that. Since she's a tired horse, I'm gonna choose a slightly red eye color. There you go. And usually would choose blue. You can choose whatever you want, but since the whole drawing has warm colors except green, you can make it red. Or if you have colder palette, for example a blue character, purple or pink or green or whatever, then make it pink or dark blue or purple. I'm using good old red. You can use pink too. Usually people just make it like that and call it done, but no. We don't do that here. So yeah. The eyelids exist too, so we're gonna shade the eyelids slightly. Oh, I didn't color it there. I just... there you go. Is it all colored? Okay. There you go. Now, we have it basically done now. Well, since the shading goes here, the eye's gonna be darker here, but since we have it on an eye color, well, on the pupil, we're gonna lock the pupil and shade the pupil itself. Since the line art has the iris, whatever it's called, I forgot. Well, since I made it on the line art, we don't care about that one. We choose a eye color, the pupil, I mean, to make it darker, as usual, and put it in a tiny bit on the iris and on the end of the pupil. Since the shading is here, we're gonna just color it in here. Yeah, there you go. Choose a darker color if you want. For example, for the shading, it's gonna... oh, that's a bit too much. Let me just go closer. Well, since this one has nothing, let me just color it in. There we go. There we go. Just gonna make the lines here. We'll make the lines here on the darker colors. That looks pretty good. Oh, it looks weird, but it's all okay. Use the base color, make the lighter one. Do it on the, but that doesn't really work much. Make it a bit more. Too many mistakes. Let me just make it a small brush. Make it even lighter if you want. Eyes can be shiny. There you go. Now we have our shading and lighting done. Does it look good? Well, kind of, but not completely. Now we are in the final part of the drawing, finally, which is blending everything together into one drawing. You don't have to. You better not unlock the transparency thing. Else it's gonna be transparent if you blur it together or something. I use the rounding color and fiber. It's basically fingertip and blur. The fingertip is, well, it's like this. It's like you run your fingertip on a not dry canvas. You don't want that. And the blur doesn't look too good. Well, if you want, you can use it. I personally don't like it much. Blend. For more texture, I use the running color and fiber because it has a nice texture to it. I've made it into settings that I like. Alright. And yeah. There you go. The brush density, if you have too much, that would be, yeah, not too great. Color stretch is important too. You definitely don't have that on Paintball's Eye, so you're just gonna use blur or blend or whatever. I forgot what Sai has. I use running color and fiber. The thing you do is now, well, let me make a sketch. For example, you have your hair here. There you go. Now it's gonna be slightly lighter here. Yeah, use the shade, slightly high shading. And here's the lighting, for example. And here. So I'm gonna make it like that. There you go. The thing you do is, you're gonna, make the shading. Keep the lighting as it is. Well, you're gonna have to hold it all the time, or else it's gonna look weird, probably. And make it like that. Well, you basically keep the lighting as it is, and only blur the shadings. You see what I mean by the texture? It looks more, well, better. Alright, 10 shade of hair. For example, if it's slightly smaller, then I recommend to use not too tiny like this one, but almost as big as the gap here. Alright, this would be good. The bigger the shading is, the bigger you need the brush. And yeah, you can move the lightning too if you want. So yeah, the important thing is you have to keep it locked, or it's gonna be transparent as I accidentally did. It's not gonna look too great. and make sure everything is basically touched. Well, if you have some parts like left like that, it's gonna look kind of weird. Making fully detailed shadings, it's gonna be you make the same thing, then add strands of hair, but not too many. Just make a few. Yeah. Like this. Just a few strands. It's gonna be more detailed in no time. And we got our hair. It looks pretty good. Stylish. Nice. This part of the hair looks like an A. I should fix it. So, we're gonna do the same thing with the body and eyes. Use the big brush for the bigger parts, not like the detail parts like here or here. Alright, here is the body, and now we're just gonna shade the eyes quickly. So, here's the shading from the eyelid. You're not gonna touch that. Well, you can make it slightly shaded, just a tiny bit. So, here's the eyelid. It's gonna be less blurry, and this is gonna be more blurry. If you want, you can use blur, since the eye has no real texture. And if you want, you can make it slightly darker if you have to. There you go, now the pupil. It's gonna make it slightly blurry. The pupil has texture, so I'm not gonna use the normal blur. I'm just gonna use this one. Also, if you if you use Fire Alpaca or Paintball's Eye, you can download brush textures or make your own settings. So the eye doesn't have a reflection, which is pretty necessary if you want to make a detailed drawing. So, for example, the light is yellow. It's gonna be slightly yellow. It's gonna make a, well, it depends what you're gonna what is the light source. For example, if it's the sun or a lamp, which is just a circle, it's gonna make a circle that looks like the object you're having. The My Little Pony ones aren't really accurate because they're like this all the time. For example, if it's a light that is like this, then it's gonna be like that. Yeah, but I'm usually making this kind of lighting. There you go. Made it transparent a tiny bit. If you want, you can use any settings. I usually put it on 100%, then choose any settings that should look good. For example, oh, this looks good, and then just do it like that. Add a small watermark with your username or something, but don't make it too huge, or like put your slap a fucking DeviantArt watermark on it. It won't look good. It's distracting. So make your own watermark here. Nah, I don't want to. No. I don't want to make it on the layer here. Just make it over the lines. If it's too dark, use white color. If it's bright, then use black. Make it visible. There you go. Now you have an image, but the problem is you have too much free space around the whole drawing. So the thing you do is go to edit, change canvas size. If you use the resolution, it's gonna just resize the image. Canvas size. Since I'm using Clip Studio Paint, I can just make it the size I want. I'm gonna make it closer to the image, but not too close, or else I'm gonna cut the image itself. The file is gonna be smaller, and yeah, there you go. Should be better. You save the image by going to File, Export, go to PNG, JPEG or BMP or TIFF or anything else will make the quality kind of worse. Well, I mean, the JPEG one, it's gonna be removing the transparent the transparency, and the image will be not that great anymore. It's gonna be somewhat blurry, somewhat well, basically it's gonna lower the quality. It's gonna compress the image so the file size will be smaller. So I always use PNG. It's the best option. Take PNG. Just call it whatever you want. Force. And then just keep the settings as they are. Okay? And it's saved. You have it. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you made a drawing with the help of this tutorial, feel free to send it through the comments. And yeah, have a great day. I hope you have fun drawing, and goodbye.